Hey kids, this is David Petty, the PinkHamster, and today I want to tell you a funny chess story. But before you can really understand the story, you have to know all the rules of chess, including what promotion is, pawn promotion, and also what stalemate is. So if you don't know what those things are, look in the related links down on the bottom right side of the video, and you can click on either of those related link videos and go learn about those and then come back and watch this one. So I'm assuming that everyone knows those two things, and here goes my story. So once upon a time, the PinkHamster, I, was flying in an airplane, and some people in an airplane sleep the entire time, some people bring a book to read. One thing I like to do is bring my magnetic chess set and play chess against myself, or sometimes bring a chess book and study. So I was sitting there playing chess against myself on a little magnetic chess set when the person sitting next to me on the airplane, a big man with a big gray beard, looked down at me and said, "Hey, what's that?" And I said, "Oh, hello, sir. This is the game of chess." He said, "Chess? I always wanted to learn how to play chess." And I said, well, we're on this plane for a while. Do you want me to teach you how?" "Why, certainly." So I started to teach him how to play chess. I taught him all the pieces. I said, these guys are the kings. They can move one square at a time. If they get trapped and checkmated, then you lose. And here is the rook. He moves up and down and side to side, and here is the bishop. He moves on the diagonals. His name is Mr. X, as you can see. This is the knight. He moves in the L shape. He can go to 8 different squares. I taught him all the pieces. And finally, this is the cool little pawn. He can move 1 step forward. He captures like this, and if he gets all the way down to the end of the board, he can change into any piece. So I taught him all the rules, and he said, yeah, let's just play already." So I said, fine, and we played a couple of moves, and I was surprised at how good this guy was, because when I attacked his pieces, he would defend them, and he seemed to know about developing his pieces, and finally, he did something that I hadn't taught him how to do. He castled his king. And I said, wait a minute, this guy knows more than he's letting on. He already knows how to castle. He knows how to develop his pieces and control the center. This guy's not a beginner. He already knows how to play the game. This guy's trying to pretend that he's a beginner, so I'll go easy on him. So I started going as hard as I could. I was playing really thoughtfully and carefully, and after about 30 moves, or 40 moves, we reached this really interesting position. So as you can see, I got the better of him. I'm ahead by 4 pieces, 2 bishops and 2 knights, but we both have 2 pawns left. And as you can see, I'm white and my pawns have made it almost to the end of the board, so they're about to become a queen. But his pawns, have also made it most of the way down the board already. So it was my turn in this position, and he was 1 step away from making a queen. So what would you do if you were me in this position? Pause your video, think about it, and then unpause. Well, there's lots and lots and lots of good moves in this position. One good move would be to just take the pawn and stop him from promoting. But then I was worried that he might move his king out of the way and try to promote the other pawn. Another good move is to promote my pawn to a queen first, and then it'll control the queening square. And so if he promotes, then I could take him and even say check, right? But I thought that I had found a move that was better than any of those other moves. I could have taken his pawn, I could have promoted my pawn, which is really good, but I said, you know what? What is the best thing you want to do in chess? You want to checkmate that enemy king. And I saw his king in the corner, and I thought to myself, when you want to make a checkmate, first you trap him, and then you zap him. Can you think of a way that I could trap his king in the corner so that it wouldn't be able to move anymore? That's right. Instead of taking his pawn or promoting mine, I just moved my king here to c2 and trapped his king in the corner. And now, if he promotes to a queen, first you trap him, then you zap him. How can I zap this king and make a checkmate? Very good. Bishop to d4 is checkmate. And so in this position, after I played king to c2, he started grumbling and thinking for a long time because he realized that he only had one move. This king can't move because my king is trapping him in. This pawn can't move because he's blocked by the king, so the only thing to do is to promote this pawn. But as we saw, if you promote to a queen, checkmate. If you promote to a rook, checkmate. If you promote to a knight, checkmate. And what happens, do you think, if you promote to a bishop? A checkmate. So he sat there grumbling and thinking, and I leaned back in my chair and ordered the flight attendant to bring me a Sprite because I thought I was doing so well. I was like, this is one move away from checkmate. But then, this big guy with the big gray beard got a sneaky look in his face. He got a little smile, and he pushed his pawn to the end of the board, and he said, "King me." And I said, "Huh? Excuse me? King me?" I said, "King you? We're not playing checkers." "What do you mean, king me?" He said, "You said when a pawn gets all the way to the end of the board, you can turn it into any new piece." And I said, "Oh yeah, I did say that, but what I meant was, no. That's what you said. Were you lying to me?" No, I wasn't lying." "Well then, I want a new king." So I said, okay, fine. So I said he could have a new king. And then, as I sat there thinking, about to play my checkmate move, I realized with horror what his evil plan was. If I jump out here and say checkmate to this king on a1, this king over here on h1, is he in check? No, he's not in check. And can black move any of his pieces anywhere? No, the pawn can't move, this king can't move legally, and this king on h1 also can't move to any of these squares because the knight, and the bishop. So even if I checkmate this king on h1 is in stalemate, because he's not in check and black can't move anywhere. So you could argue, by the rules of chess, that the game isn't a win for white, but a draw, because of the stalemate rule. So I said, oh my goodness. Well, if I can't checkmate this king, what if I checkmate the other king? Well, now, this king on h1 is in checkmate, but the king on a1, is he in check? Oh no, now this guy is in stalemate. So I didn't know what to do. If I checkmate this guy's in stalemate. If I checkmate this guy's in stalemate. So I sat there thinking, and now my opponent got a big smile on his face and leaned back and ordered a Sprite from the flight stewardess. And I had no idea what to do. I said, how do I get out of this? I guess I could let one of his kings out, but then how am I ever going to trap the two of them again? It seemed like a perfect opportunity to win because both of the kings were trapped. But you have to be able to checkmate them all. So finally, I got a sneaky idea of my own. And I smiled, and I pushed my pawn to the end of the board, and I said, king me. And he said, huh? That's right, king me. But I don't want a white king. I want a black king. And he said, huh? You can't do that. And I said, don't forget, a pawn can turn into any piece that it wants. So I want a black king. He says, no, that's not how the rules work. And I said, who knows the rules here, me or you? Because remember, he was pretending to be a beginner. So he said, well, I guess you do. That's right. So I want you to get another black king. So now there were 3 black kings on the board. And this king can't move. And this king can't move. But this king can move. So it can't be stalemate as long as black can move one of his pieces. So he moved his king over. And I pushed my pawn. And notice my bishops are trapping this king in, so he has to move back. And I pushed my pawn, and I said, queen me. And I got a queen and said, a checkmate. A checkmate. A checkmate. Triple checkmate. 1, 2, 3. And that is how I won the game on the airplane. Now, if you like that story, then you're really going to like my new ChessKid TV show that is starting in 1 week from the day I'm releasing this video on Saturday, September 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This show is going to be about the fun side of chess. I'm going to tell stories like this one. I'm going to show you chess variants like Bug House and Crazy House that you may have never heard of before. We're going to go over people's games. We're going to practice puzzles together. It's going to be a very fun show that we're going to try to do on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means if you're on the West Coast, like in California, that would be 8 a.m. for you. If you're in Texas and Central Time, that would be 10 a.m. for you. So ask your parents what 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time means. And where is it going to be? You see this URL at the bottom where it says where. It's going to be on live stream on the ChessKid TV channel. So if you like this video and you want to see more of it, then I hope to see you there next Saturday, September 24th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, until next time, this is the Pink Hamster signing off.